Hello, welcome to Beach View, our podcast with Bryce and Jen. We have some great topics today.
We're doing Charlie the Unicorn again. I don't know if that's
Charlie! Well, I mean, it's all new to me, so I feel like it's a good topic of conversation because I wasn't aware of this when it all first started. I don't know, 10 years ago? Probably not that long ago.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's longer. These are from 2008
No, really?
and 2009.
Oh my gosh. Okay, longer ago than 10 years.
Yes.
So yeah, this is all new to me. I saw Charlie the Unicorn for the first time this year, and I just watched numbers 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
The follow-up
I think
to
it's great
the viral hits.
The viral hits, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess my first reaction to all of this, as we mentioned before, is like, what the heck is this and why did it go so viral? So I got more into it, numbers 2 and 3, and I realized these were continuations of just the craziness that was in the first one, and they were definitely very interesting. What were your overall thoughts on this? 2 and 3.
So it has been a long while since I've seen these. For whatever reason, I didn't remember a lot from 2, but I did remember the song.
How could you forget?
And for 3, I remembered a lot of 3. Like, there were a lot of lines I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember that line. And, yeah, I think they were, I still laughed at some of these. I'm not, as big of a fan of the humor as I was when I was younger, but some of it still works, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's more like I can see, when you're younger, thinking this is hilarious, and then, as you get older, you're like, it's definitely, that strange humor, but it's still funny to think about it, being viral and, everybody knowing what this was, except for me, apparently. But I think that's the funny part, is, looking back and being like, this is so strange. No wonder this was a hit, that to me is funny. And some of I think the sarcasm always makes me chuckle,
Yeah.
Charlie makes me chuckle.
Yeah, I guess let's get into a plot summary and a bit of a more in-depth look at each one.
Okay, and you're always better at the plot summary.
Oh,
so.
You don't want to try your hand at one?
Okay, I can. Okay, so number 2, Charlie's sitting there watching TV, right? That's number 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Charlie is sitting watching TV, and we know from the first one that Charlie is this kind of perpetually grumpy guy, just chilling. He wants to be left alone. These 2 little crazy other unicorns are messing with him all the time. So that happens in number 2. So basically he's trying to watch TV. He's laying on a rug or something. And the 2 little crazy unicorns come and they're like, Charlie! With their crazy voices. And they are telling Charlie that, doesn't a vortex open up?
Yes.
In Charlie?
On
comes,
his back.
Yeah. On his back. So a vortex opens up and they get this amulet. And they're like, we got this magical amulet. We have to go give it to the Banana King. And Charlie, of course, is like, what? What are you talking about? I don't want to do that. And he doesn't understand what's going on, but the vortex keeps opening up. And they said, if he doesn't go with them to bring it to the Banana King, that the vortex will open and let all the evil out. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this. But yeah, so he's like, fine, I'll go, because the vortex gives them a little preview of all the evil stuff. So they're on their way and they come across a giant letter Z, and they start speaking in Spanish, right?
Sí.
Is it Spanish? Yeah.
Hablan español.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they start speaking in Spanish, and Charlie's like, what's going on? What, what's happening? And I don't know why, I never really got the whole, letter Z thing, but it's a giant letter. And then they move on, and they come across, what is it, that little creature? Or is there something else before that?
There's the banana pyramid.
Oh, the pyramid, banana pyramid. Okay. And so they stop and talk about that, and Charlie is thoroughly confused as always. And they, keep going, and then they come across the creature.
The creature is at the pyramid.
Oh, okay. All right. So I don't know what it's like, a little blue.
I don't know what to call it.
It's like a
it's
mythical
wearing
creature.
a Santa hat
for
some reason.
Yeah, it's wearing a Santa hat. It's like a little mythical looking creature. And the creature starts singing a song to Charlie about bananas and how he's the banana king. No, something about putting a banana in your right ear.
Yes.
Because he's perpetually grumpy. And
yes, and that will cheer him up.
Yes, and that way it'll block out like the grumpiness, and he'll be happier. It's basically like turn that frown upside down kind of thing. And Charlie's like, I don't want to put a banana in my ear. And they just keep singing. And then eventually they're like, Charlie, you're the banana king. And he's like, no, I'm not. And then finally they put like a crown on him and they're singing. And he's like, I am the banana king. And then they just like drop, like during this time he's like floating up into the banana pyramid with bananas singing around him. And then they just drop him. And he's like, oh man. And then he goes back. So meanwhile, the two crazy unicorns like disappear, right?
Yes.
And then he's like, fine, I'll walk back by myself. I don't care. And so he's walking back and he's like, hello, you guys, where are you? Like nobody's answering. And then he gets back to like his little spot and all of his stuff is gone. So they're like, oh man, I got robbed. And I think that was it, right?
Yep.
And then the vortex opens again or something.
Yeah, and the one of the comes out and talks to him again.
Yeah, it does these little annoying noises in his ear. Yeah. So the whole premise of it is Grumpy Charlie the Unicorn is harassed by two little funny unicorns that annoy the heck out of him. He eventually gives in and goes with them, and then again he's like bamboozled. Seemingly by them because they're always causing trouble. And he mentions that horrible things always happen when they're around.
Yes.
So it's pretty funny. And hilarity ensues. So what are your thoughts? Did I handle that synopsis very well?
Yeah. I remember this stuff better because I have the YouTube video up in front of me. So I'm looking at it.
See, I need to do that next time, yeah. So it was very funny. The song, of course, was funny. Didn't make any sense. But I like how, like, number one, they have music in it. I like how Charlie is just confused and grumpy. And then when he finally is like, okay, I'll give y'all a chance, like, they, mess him over again. And so he's like, come on. Yeah, it's so rude. So it's just pretty funny. But I think what makes this funny is just, like, Charlie's grumpiness. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a classic comedy double act. You know, you have your I said this last time, but you have your straight man and Charlie, and then the two wacky unicorns that bounce off of him. You know, he keeps things grounded as they're like he's being, relatively, normal, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I still was like, I can't believe this like went viral though. Like I was looking at the YouTube like stats and it was like, I don't remember, something like 30 million views or
almost
something.
50 million. Though I don't know like how much of that like it was in its initial run compared to the like 13 years since.
Yes. So I just was cracking up at that, and you can't help it that like those little unicorns voices like get in your head. You're like, come on, Charlie. It sticks in your head. So it's pretty funny. So what did you think of this number 2 video?
Like I said, this one, like, for whatever reason, I don't remember this one very well. But, it had its funny moments. I think a lot of it still works. I'm not a huge fan of the, like, Z section. It's another,
Yeah, what was that about?
it's another from, like, the school of, like, So Random, which was very popular during this
Yes.
era. I mean, a lot of this works on it, like, the Banana King, that's just, like, kind of pulled out of nowhere. It feels random. That was a lot of
Yes.
humor from this era is like that, and I don't know, the Z doesn't work for me. Kind of just this, like,
Yeah.
bit in the middle. Like, I think the Banana King segment with the whole huge song and, like, animation behind it works a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was funny. I think, like, the only part of the Z part was when they started speaking Spanish randomly. He was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, that's the So Random humor. Like, what if they come up to a letter and start talking to it in a different language?
Yeah, you're like, where is this coming from? Like, these people had an imagination, huh? But yeah, so I thought it was funny, but it was like kind of like, what the heck is this? There were a couple moments that made me giggle, but you know, it's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the beginning where the portal comes out. Like, they come down in scuba gear and they're, like, hovering above him.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. Yeah, the unicorns were in scuba gear and going, look out for the whale, look out for whatever. Wait, was that part?
I think that's the next one.
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
also
they blur
in
together.
scuba gear in the in this one. So yeah, I think
That's where it came from.
yeah, where they're in, like, the portal and there's, like, something going on in there and Charlie's just kind of confused.
Yes, randomly confused, yeah. And then they rob him. So at least it's better than getting his kidney taken.
Stolen, yes.
Yeah, exactly. When everything gets stolen from him, I feel bad for him. I know that how that feels. So there you go. All right. Well, number
How'd you
3.
feel about the song?
Oh, I thought the song was funny. Like it was so random. Like about bananas. I don't know. It was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, if you put a
Like,
banana
where
in
did
your
this
ear,
come from?
the bad in the world will be hard to hear, so you'll be happier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cute. You know, real random.
Yeah, I think it's much more involved than the first Charlie the Unicorn song. Yeah, I think, like, this one borrows a lot more from, like, musicals, and, like, the singing's a lot more parsable than the first one.
What's that mean?
Like the first one's a bit chaotic. I don't know. It's really hard to, like, hear the lyrics. And this one's definitely, like, borrowing from a musical style, I think. And, you know, it's very much meant to be, like, it's something you can sing along with more. Especially because Charlie has his, like, spoken word bits to the beat.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely more musical style, which is probably why I liked it better than the first one. Yeah. It came together a little bit more.
Yeah, so the third one?
The third one. Okay, you give the synopsis for this one.
Alright, so Charlie's walking in the forest by himself. I forget what he's doing, but then the two blue and pink ones come up and they're like, we've been time traveling. And they're like, we've gotta go do this thing. We have to go find the snowman to save the universe, or whatever. And so he's like, no, I don't want to, and then they end up, like, just taking Charlie with them. And then they're, like, walking through the clearing, and they're like, look out for all these things that are, like, just nonsense words. But he's, like, he can't see them. We can't see them either. And, you know, they're just like, look out, the blah 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 is gonna get you.
Yeah.
And then they go on a boat.
The duck boat.
Yes, and Charlie doesn't want to go on the boat. They're like, quick, grab our tongue. And they shoot their tongue out at him. It's very long, and I think that's the
Makes
funny
no
bit.
sense.
Yeah. And so they're on the boat, and they're doing a bit where one just says ring ring and the other one says hello.
Hello.
And Charlie's like, what why are we on this boat? What's happening? And then it starts sinking and they're ignoring him. And he's like, guys, I can't swim. I can't breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Why is no one doing anything about this?
He's like panicking. Yeah.
But they go underwater and he's fine somehow, despite that. And he's like, I'm not even gonna like ask how this is working. And they're walking along, and they're like, look out, this whale, or look out, this other sea creature. And he's all grumpy like usual, and like, are you guys gonna like say look out for every sea creature that comes by? And they're like, yes, because you need to learn the meaning of love or something. And this goat seal or something comes up and sings to him about how all the fish love you, and if you realize that, you'll be happy or something. And it goes through, like the swordfish and the blowfish and the starfish really loves you. And then there's a rap bit where the
yeah.
one shrimp or krill or whatever comes down and starts rapping about different aquatic
sea creatures. Yeah.
And we go through the song.
And the starfish is like very clingy.
Yes.
Like the starfish is like over the top. Like, I love you.
Yeah, we go through the thing. The song ends with the creature that's singing it blowing up like usual. And Charlie comes to the snowman and he's like, guys, I found the snowman. Guys. And then they use like sleeping gas to knock him out. And he wakes up and his horn's missing. And they put the horn as the snowman's nose.
And then he goes, oh, there's my kidney. And
oh, right, yeah,
the
kidney's also on the snowman. Yes. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. And they had said, like, they needed to finish the snowman. I don't remember what the reason was.
To save the universe or something?
Yes, to save the universe from all that is evil, something or other. And at the end, he notices, like, his kidney's there, his horn's at the nose, and it makes you wonder, like, are they going to keep taking his body parts, like, to finish a snowman?
Yeah, I don't think they're actually saving the universe. I think they just wanted to finish their snowman.
Yeah. That one was comical. It was just like, what the heck? And they took his poor little horn. It was sad. And at the end, of course, he's like, when the sleeping gas comes, he's like, oh, sleeping gas, why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
Like he realized he was being bamboozled again. So that was kind of sad.
Poor Charlie.
Yeah, poor Charlie. So what were your general thoughts on this one? What did you think?
Yeah, I thought this one was funnier than the last one, and for whatever reason remember this one a lot better. I like the tongue bit where they're just like, quick, grab onto our tongues, and they just shoot their, for whatever reason, really long tongue onto them. And they, like, both times...
And he's just, like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, just kind of hangs there for a second. Their tongues are, like, hanging off of them.
Yeah. It's, like, very random. Yeah, this one was funnier. I thought the music was funny with the rap part, And I like how he was like, I don't know whether this, like the little goat seal thing, he's like, I don't know whether this is creepy or, I forget what he says.
Yeah, creepy or cute, I
think.
He's
cute or creepy or something like that, and he goes, oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when the starfish just, like, comes on really strong, like, every time they go back to the starfish, he's
yes. Well, it's supposed to be the, I think, the pufferfish or blowfish or something. And the starfish comes up and interrupts and says stuff.
Yeah. I love you, Charlie. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, just how much in love he is. He's with Charlie, so it's funny. I think, like, one part, he's like, I want to be with you, or something.
Yeah, it's like, I want to be with you forever, man.
Yeah, it's just like over the top. So this was like another super random video, which like you said, that was a lot of the humor back then, which I don't really understand, but I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the age group then. Like, I mean, it's funny because it's so random. Like, I get that, but I just didn't remember it from like those years ago, like being a thing. But it was very funny. I think it was a good continuation. And like you said, I like this one better than the second one. I like the sea creatures.
Yeah, I think some of the nonsense word, like that nonsense word bit where they're like, "Look out, Charlie, this thing's gonna get you." I
Yeah.
like that bit, and where they're just going like ring ring hello and
Yeah.
ignoring him.
Yeah. He's like, what the? Like, what is going on? Poor Charlie. He's
Especially when
really taken advantage by
it
these
starts
people.
sinking and he's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die," and they're just
Yes. They
completely
don't care.
unconcerned.
Yeah. So, okay, I read, like, and we might have talked about this, like, the first one of the theories is that it's, like, kind of a satirical, like, religious view, like, it's a satire on religion, was what I read about, like, the first one. Was there any commentary about, like, the second and third ones? Like, what those underlying meanings could be?
I don't know if this has really any like satirical meaning. I think it's just comedy for comedy's sake. Like I don't know. If there is,
Yeah.
I'm certainly it's not something I'm seeing.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like I think it's just comedy because of the whole randomness of everything and it's just funny. Like it just went viral because it's so random.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a satire on anything either. I just didn't know if there was more commentary about it like when this was popular
I
when it
mean,
first came out.
probably that's like a common thing people like to do.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So yeah,
Very
that's
funny.
Charlie the Unicorn. There's more. I don't know if we want to do more, but I don't know if I watched the fourth one or not.
Yeah, it was funny because when I started the second one, I was like, what is Bryce making me watch again? Because it's always like these funny, like, weird things that, like, I was never exposed to. I'm like, what is this? And then it was just more of the same,
Yeah,
comedy stuff.
yeah, comedy ending with a song, and then something terrible happens to Charlie.
I know. Very funny. Well, there you have it. All right, that is our review of 2 and 3. So, if you enjoy random comedy stuff from the late 2000s,
Yes,
check it out.
very typical of that
Yeah.
era.
Yeah, it is. But, after I watched the first one and you were talking about, like, some of the catchphrases that, like, were very popular, I started remembering, like, hearing some of those, like, shun the non-believers.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, yeah, I do kind of remember that being a thing. I just didn't know at the time where it came from,
Yeah, I don't know if these two were as, like, mimetic in that sense. I don't remember people quoting them as much, but it's possible they did.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
remember.
True. Well, there you go.
Alright, well,
All right, well,
ring ring.
hello.
Oh, hi, this is Mythical Creatures speaking. I'm just shifting us along into our next topic.
I love it. Okay. Mythical creatures. All right, so do you have a mythical creature you want to talk about?
I don't know, we just talked about Charlie the Unicorn, so we could start with unicorns.
Yeah, unicorns. Okay, so I think I remember trying to convince, it might have been like one of my nieces or somebody that unicorns were real and they just never seen them before. So that's pretty funny to do to a small child or not. I don't know, maybe they'd be crushed with disappointment if they realize it's not real. But I also convinced my niece because I had a wedding picture where my husband and I are standing like in the water and like all you could see is like from the waist up and the rest is in the water, and I convinced my niece that I was a mermaid when I got married, and the reason I grew legs was so that I could come and marry Travis and have legs like he did. And like for the longest time she believed me because I had proof in the picture. So I don't know what it is about me trying to convince kids that mythical creatures are real. So, but it's fun.
I assume this child hasn't seen The Little Mermaid.
I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. She was like 2.5 at the
Because
time.
then they would have
But
definitely been like, no, that's the plot to The Little Mermaid. That didn't happen to you.
I think she did see it because I remember I would sing like Ariel to her. So I think she at least saw something with The Little Mermaid, but it was very funny and she believed me for a while. But yeah, so unicorns may or may not be real. I want to talk about narwhals.
Yes, because we were talking before,
The cousin.
and you thought those were mythical.
I thought narwhals were mythical creatures. Like, Bryce said something about, like, yeah, I could talk about, like, dragons or something. And I was like, yeah, let's get into narwhals. And Bryce was like, wait, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, let's talk about narwhals. Like, definitely. Like, with their horns and everything. It's like, no, those are real. So I legit thought a narwhal was a mythical creature. I really, really, really did. And today I learned that they are real animals. So I find it hard to believe that they're real.
What were you gonna talk about?
I was just going to talk about how, like, the narwhal has gotten, like, popular as a mythical creature, like, over the last several years. Like, I used to never hear anything about narwhals. It was all unicorns, okay? And then now all of a sudden there's, like, narwhal stuffed animals and books about narwhals and all this stuff. And I just thought it was funny how, like, you know, we have the unicorn and we have the narwhal. And apparently the narwhal is not mythical. I am just like totally shook. I had no idea that a narwhal was a real animal. Like, I had to Google it because you were like, are you serious? Like, no, those are real.
Yeah.
I thought you were joking with me. I thought you were messing with me.
No.
If you
like
thought I was
kids,
messing with you, right?
Yeah, like the kids you try to convince unicorns are real.
I thought you were doing that to me,
No.
an old switcheroo, you know? So I looked them up. Okay, can we talk about narwhals? Because what? Like, first of all, they're real. Who knew? Apparently you knew.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, like, they're just these big, like, blob-looking, whale-looking things with a freaking, I think I read a minute ago that it's actually a tusk. It's not a horn. But they had these huge horns, like, sticking out of their head. Like, I legit thought they were fake. I don't know why. Like, nobody ever taught me about a narwhal. Like, the only reason I know about narwhals is because probably my niece has a stuffed animal of a narwhal. And I legit thought, like she probably knows they're real and I think they're fake.
Yeah.
What? Now I'm gonna call every child I know and ask them about narwhals to see what they think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from that perspective, like, a unicorn isn't too far-fetched, you know, if you can have, like, a sea mammal like this basically have a horn.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a cousin of the unicorn.
They're actually, related, I believe, horses and narwhals.
Are they really?
Yeah, I don't think they're closely related, but they're, like, you know, more closely related than, say, humans are to them.
'Cause, like, they're both mammals, right?
Yeah. I believe they're in the category of thing called, ungulates.
Oh. See, now you could be telling me anything and I'll believe you because my whole belief system is shook.
Or maybe they're not, I don't know. Okay, so,
Are
looking it
dragons
up,
real?
they are in a different order. Horses are odd-toe ungulates. Ungulates? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Okay.
And narwhals are even-toed ungulates. Or ungulates, or whatever.
Whatever. I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, this order includes pigs, hippos, antelopes, deer, giraffes, camels, llamas, sheep, goats. So,
What?
it's a pretty,
And a freaking narwhal?
yeah.
Wow. Okay, I have got to do some research. Like, I feel like I need to go buy one of those, like, you know, those, like, kids' science books with all the, like, animals or, you know, biology books with pictures. I feel like I need to go learn some more animals. Yeah. Like when I went to Africa a couple years ago, I like learned about all these different animals. I mean, most of them I knew, but like, the subspecies and all this. And I was just like, whoa, there's so many animals I don't know about. Well, I had no idea. That was just tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, well, this is their
I gotta do some
order,
research.
so that's, like, not too closely related. You have, it has been a long
Yeah.
time since I've had a class on, like, taxonomy, so I don't know, like, what exactly that means in
Binomial
terms of closeness.
nomenclature. Yeah. Yeah, I just am shocked. So, okay, I learned something new today. Let's get into, okay, what mythical creature are you intrigued by,
Oh, I don't know.
if any?
I just
apparently
figured
I
it
gotta
would
find a new
segue
one.
well with Charlie the Unicorn.
Yeah.
Does a talking
Yeah,
letter count
well,
as a mythical creature?
I mean, I think so. I mean, because apparently it was like, you know, it had some human-like qualities, I guess.
I guess that's more of a cryptid.
Yeah, I guess it's a cryptid, yeah. It's a little weird.
Yeah,
But
there's some overlap. We've kind of talked about these already, but I think mythical creatures much more
yeah.
of an animal and much less of a, like, creepy thing that
Yeah.
comes and Mothman's at you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Mythical creatures is like kind of like, I don't know. I just think of like cartoons or like animated movies and with these mythical creatures, or like, Elisa Frank, Trapper Keeper with mythical creatures on it. Do you have any idea what that reference is? Lisa Frank?
Yes, she's the artist with the, like, 90s, the very garish colors, and the like, it's very
Yes.
busy, and it has the
Yeah.
unicorn or whatever on it.
Unicorns, crazy little creatures. Yeah. That's what I think of when I think of mythical creatures. I wonder if she has any with a narwhal on it. I'm gonna go look it up. I'm gonna buy it. I'm just shocked. Like, I feel like I'm a fairly intelligent person.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that, like, because, like I said, unicorns are mythical, and this is basically a unicorn, but in the ocean.
Yeah, it's an ocean unicorn. And you really try to tell me that they're real.
Yeah, because, like, other mammals grow horn-like things. Like, you have elephants with their large tusks, and rhinos, and, like,
Tusks, yeah.
deer
Yeah.
and elk and all that with their antlers.
I mean, there are a lot of creatures that look like they could be mythical. Like, I mean, a giraffe makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, if you just look at a giraffe, like, it looks crazy.
It needs its long neck to eat off the trees, though.
Yeah. But, like, if anything was gonna be fake, it would be a giraffe. Or, like, a rhino looks crazy. Like, I don't know. They just look nuts. A hippo? Who would have thought a hippo was real? Those things are nuts.
I mean, those kind of look like sea
They're
pigs.
huge.
Yeah, huge sea pigs.
Yeah. Like ginormous sea pigs.
That will murder you if you get too close to them.
Oh. I saw this video a few weeks ago, and it was like a hippo was chasing a boat, and they had like video from the boat of this hippo like swimming through the water, and it was crazy looking. I was like, how are those real? So apparently my brain does not process animals versus mythical creatures because I'm just like in awe. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I have never seen a hippo move that way. Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. I'm really just in shock. So I gotta look up some more animals.
Yeah, I think if you want to get into the more, like, definitely fake mythical ones, you want the ones with wings that are like big mammals, like dragons.
Yes.
Well, dragons
Okay.
are reptiles, I guess, but dragons and like griffins and
Yeah.
stuff.
Get into the winged animals. Yes. Classification. Absolutely.
Because I don't know if you can support a mammal's weight like that, like a lion's weight with wings, and have
Yeah.
them actually be usable.
So, what are the, you know how there's some unicorns that have wings?
Oh yeah,
What are they
Pegasus.
called? Pegasus, yes. Couldn't think of it. And what's the like man unicorn that's like half man, half
A
unicorn?
centaur?
Or is
That's
that half
horse.
horse? Yes, horse. Whatever. Centaur horse. Is there anyone, is there a mythical creature with like a centaur with a unicorn horn?
Probably, but
If not, they should make
also
those.
like a centaur's the human like body is the top half, so it would be a human with the horn.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you have minotaurs which have the horns,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
those aren't horses.
It's so hard to keep up with. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. I have a lot of research to do.
Now you gotta go back and see if something else
I gotta
thought
dig
was
into some of
mythical
this
was
stuff.
real.
Yeah, well, and I will say, like, sea creatures are the weirdest creatures. Like, they are so odd. And what is super interesting to me is, I mean, like in real life, not like mythical, but like a lot of them look mythical. They look just like totally made up, like an octopus. Like, those things are crazy.
Oh yeah, like giant squid, which
Giant
exist.
squid, yes.
Those aren't mythical.
No.
Krakens are real.
Like the sheer size of a whale is just beyond, like, I can't even fathom it. Like when people go whale watching, I'm just like, are you insane? Like those things are giant. Like I don't know. Why you gotta get that close to it, you know? I don't know, but there's a lot of those sea creatures that look like they would be made up. So, in my defense, you know, narwhals look like they would be fake, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go. That's your comedy for today.
You didn't know narwhals were real.
Yeah.
Well, if you
And
want to
all
go
of this
whale
all of this
watching, you
new
can spot a
knowledge.
narwhal.
I probably can. I would stay the heck away from a narwhal, but no, I was going to say all of this new knowledge came about from Charlie the Unicorn.
Yeah.
So, I guess it has a purpose in this world.
You'd have to go to the Arctic to see narwhals, though, in their natural habitat, so I don't know if that's something you'd want to do. Very cold.
No, it's not something I want to do. No. No, in fact, I'm planning a trip for our brother and his fiance for their honeymoon. They want to go to the Arctic Circle and see the Northern Lights. And I'm just like, are you crazy? It's so cold. So, yeah, I'm not going to the Arctic anytime soon.
Well, I guess you won't get to see narwhals in their natural habitat.
Guess I'll never see narwhals in real life. All right. Well, that's really all I have to say about that.
Oh, okay.
You have any commentary to add?
How do you feel about griffins?
Griffins. Okay, what are those again?
The half lion, half eagle. Well, I don't know if half is appropriate, but they're
yes,
the lion
okay.
eagle hybrid thing.
I mean, I'm all for it. I, as you know, appreciate creativity. And to me, that is very creative. Lion, eagle. Which one is it? It's both. All wrapped into one. I don't know. Are they supposed to have any kind of like powers or anything? Like any special abilities?
I
Or
don't
really
know.
the abilities that it's a lion and it can fly?
Yeah, probably, but I wouldn't know. I'm not hugely knowledgeable about griffins.
I mean, I think they're cool. I always think of them as like a stone, like statue. You know how you see that every once in a while? I don't know where, but it seems
Yeah,
like I've seen that before.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia and there's stone griffins. There is one
Yeah.
at St. Mark's Basilica in Venice.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've been there. I've seen that.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
also gargoyles,
Maybe-
if you're talking about statue
Right.
things.
Closely related to the griffin, I would say.
I have no idea.
We're not too good at this one.
Well, you know.
The mythical creatures. Of our knowledge of them, I mean. I know gargoyles are supposed to, like, ward away evil.
Yeah, you see a lot of those
Right.
as stone things in architecture.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could get down with some gargoyles, some griffins. Now we need a stone narwhal. And a centaur with a horn, a tusk, I don't know.
A mermaid.
Antler. A mermaid, yeah. Yes. Ooh, when the line between fact and fiction gets skewed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Perhaps you really
Okay.
were a mermaid.
I could have been. In my mind, I was.
If narwhals are real,
Yeah.
who knows?
Mermaids might be. I don't know. We'll see. One day they're going to discover mermaids.
Well, you can tell all the children about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember John used to get aggravated because I would, he'd be like, stop teaching her stuff. Like, why? It's funny.
At least if you taught her about narwhals, you weren't.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's so funny. I really am going to call them later and ask them if they're real. See if they know.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
they're going to
yeah.
be like, okay. All right, Aunt Jen. Yeah. I'm definitely, like, taking my place as the kooky aunt seriously now.
Yeah, well.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, well. There you go.
Yeah, that's been Charlie the Unicorn and Mythical Creatures.
Yeah.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Goodbye. That's the end of the podcast. I used that joke twice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, you're so good at this.
I don't know about
All
that.
right. Maybe join us next time. I don't know. We might have some more crazy thoughts.
Yes, about something or another. Who knows what it'll be.
That's
Right,
so random.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been our podcast. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.